the Painted Desert to the Ponderosa Pines, the Grand Canyon State has towns and cities with unique names. So let's hit the road and find out what's in a name, Arizona.
Welcome to What's in a Name, Arizona. I'm Brian Webb. Today we're in the beautiful town of Payson, Arizona, population of about 17,000, known as Adventure Where You Live, and that's exactly what we're going to do today. We're going to visit the beautiful Green Valley Park, the famous Zane Grey House, do a little off-road adventure, and of course find out how Payson got its name. So join us for this edition of What's in a Name, Arizona in Payson. We're joined by a special guest today, Craig Swartwood, two-time mayor of Payson. Craig, thanks for meeting us here today.
You bet, Brian.
Tell me where we are. What building are we in?
We're in the Rim Country Museum, which is a part of Green Valley Park in the middle of Payson, Arizona.
Beautiful Payson, Arizona.
Beautiful Payson.
How did Payson get here? What's the origin of this town?
Well, Payson goes back to the 1870s, 1880s, and it started out as a ranching area. And a lot of the people that originally came here were Texans. And they flocked over because they took a look at what was then called the Tonto Basin, which stretched from the Mogollon Rim all the way south down to where Pumpkin Center is, to the Matazel Mountains and the Four Peaks.
And did this Payson name come out of the blue, or is there some reason behind how they named it Payson?
There's a lot of reasons. Where we are right now used to be called Green Valley or Little Green Valley.
Which seems like a nice name.
Yeah, the Big Valley, the Long Valley. And in about 1882 or 3, a family moved here, and they came from Illinois via Globe, which was the center of mining back then, and they opened up the first mercantile in the Payson area. And they wanted to get a post office. People that needed mail here either had to ride to Fort Reno, down in Tonto Basin, or up to Pine. So one of the gentlemen that owned the store, coming from Illinois, knew a congressman from back there. And his last name happened to be Payson. So they had called the town, settled on the name Union Park. And they were so excited that this Congressman Payson got him a post office, which was tantamount to, you made it as a place.
I see.
That they named it after him and called it Payson.
The post office was the big deal, and they celebrated that with his name.
With his name.
Since then, it moved on to kind of a shadier time with some moonshine. Can you briefly talk about that?
Yeah, during the time of Prohibition, Payson was well known as the moonshine capital of the Southwest.
Good to know.
And it was all over the United States. A lot of times it was referred to as Payson Dew.
How has this town developed over the years? What is it known for now, would you say?
We're known for outdoor recreation. We sit in the largest stand of Ponderosa pines in the world. There's so many fun things to do here. There's a lot of outdoor activities. It's one of the few places in the world you can fish for the Gila trout, which was endangered. But now we have people travel from all around the globe trying to catch every trout in the world. And they'll come here and fish for the Gila.
It kept its beauty and it kept its history. Well, I'm glad we caught up with you today. It's been interesting.
Brian, it's been a pleasure.
Thank you, appreciate your time today. So this little post office window, this put Payson on the map and how it got its name. It arrived in 1884, and check this out. Postage back then was 2 cents per half ounce of mail. We are on an adventure here in Payson with Arizona Adventures. This is the owner, Kevin. Kevin, tell me, what is Arizona Adventures?
So we're a Polaris rental UTVs. We're at side-by-sides to take out in all the trails and mountains, all under the Mogollon Rim territory here.
And some good trails up there, I bet.
Beautiful trails, yeah. We could drive right off the property, hit all these trails.
Tell me where we are.
So we're out Star Valley, right outside Payson, Arizona, and we're in Mayfield Canyon.
What kind of things do we see up there?
We get mountains, we get washes, we get canyons, pine trees, animals, a little bit of everything. And then when it rains, the washes, the creeks are running, it's great.
And people can rent these on their own and go off on their own adventure.
They're all self-guided, and they have the GPS inside the machines, color-coded of all the trails.
What are they like? Is it bumpy? Is it long?
Yeah,
Is
a little bit of everything. They're smooth, long, and then they get really bumpy, hard scrabble, rock. There's you get into canyons, there's washes and water. Then you get up in the trees, and then the whole backdrop of the Mogollon Rim in the back.
It's
so it's
beautiful.
Really scenic, beautiful.
What kind of guests do you get along with you usually? Are they adventure seekers or weekend
Everything.
warriors?
Weekend warriors. We've had a lot of people from out of state, a lot of Midwestern people, and they just rent them, never been here before. We kind of talk about in our website about what they want to see, what areas of interest, and how long, 2 hour, 4 hour, a full day.
Tell me about this beast.
So this is the Razor. This is one of the more popular Polaris vehicles. There's 2-seaters and 4-seaters, of course. This is the 4-seaters. These are UTVs. They've been around for quite a while, and they just keep getting better.
Is it a rough ride, or does this take care of it all?
As hard as these trails are, and as rugged and difficult, a lot of hard scrabble, you don't feel them.
Oh, I'm excited. Can we go on a ride?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
All right.
We are in a cool cabin in Payson right now, joined by Frank Tresnak, who knows a thing or two about this building. Frank, thanks for your time.
Thank you for having me.
Where are we standing right now?
We are in the middle of the Zane Grey cabin replica. It is here in Green Valley Park in Payson. The original cabin was actually built about 18 miles east of here near the Tonto fish hatchery that the state of Arizona built in 1939. The original cabin went into disrepair. It was rebuilt in the early 1960s by Bill Gettle for his family to come up and spend summertime in the cooler pines.
The air conditioning guy. He should be cool anyway.
Yeah, no kidding. And then in 1990, the Dude Fire started in June. It consumed about 24,000 acres, and the cabin was one of the structures that was lost.
Tell me about Zane Grey. He kind of sounds like this Ernest Hemingway type character.
He is probably the most read American author ever. Over 500 million copies of his books were printed. And he wrote stories stories that took place in the western states. And they typically were about people being pioneers and having to make their way through. I would say probably 80% of his books featured a woman as the primary character, because the women in his books were tough and they made things happen. And they usually found romance in the process.
Right. And he himself was an adventurer, right? He loved to fish and he loved to hunt.
He did. He traveled the world. He has records that he still holds for catches, both saltwater and freshwater. And in about a 27-year period when he had the financial means, he owned over 50 different, I don't want to call them boats, it's ships, vessels, and he fished the entire world.
Tell me, what was his biggest book?
His most famous book is Riders of the Purple Sage. That came out in 1912, and that's what really got his notoriety, and it made him a millionaire.
And he lived in a cabin that looked just like this.
This was his hunting cabin.
Okay.
And so he would come to Arizona for a couple of months every year to go hunting, to also entertain people, because he had a film studio that was based in Hollywood that would make silent movies from his films. Ultimately, he sold that studio to the people that started Paramount Pictures.
What a guy. Sounds like someone we should remember.
But mostly he wanted to come here and write, and he could write 10,000 words a day, all longhand, pencil and paper. And then he would give the manuscripts to his secretary to type up and then submit to his wife, who was his editor, to go to the publisher.
And surrounded by a beautiful park. Tell me about the park itself.
Green Valley Park is located right on Main Street as you come into Payson, and it features a series of 3 man-made lakes, which are stocked with fish, and we have people fishing every day, every night. A lot of our activities take place, 4th of July, Payson Days. Last year, we had an ice rink for a month, so you could go ice skating in Payson.
So cool.
And lots of other music and film opportunities.
Such a great tour. Thanks for your time, Frank. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
Had a great time.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate it. We hope you've enjoyed this edition of What's in a Name Arizona, taking a look at the Green Valley Park, the Zane Grey House, a little off-road trip, and find out how Payson got its name from a man who gave the town its first post office. Join us next time on What's in a Name Arizona.